Ain't nothing wrong with cherry picking. You know how society seems to argue against people cherry picking things to argue about or to support their beliefs? I don't think there's anything wrong with cherry picking. I think we are all so individual that the only way to choose beliefs that align with us as individuals is to cherry pick. So let's get into it. I have a chili recipe that I am rather proud of. And when I set out to make chili, I started looking at chili recipes. And some of them sounded bland. Some of them sounded too spicy. I don't know. Just none of them were calling to me. So I just started writing down the ingredients that I liked from each one. And I looked at probably 100 chili recipes. And then I just wrote down some ingredients that popped into my head. And it's amazing. I haven't made it in a long time, but last time I made it and took it to a party, I got glowing reviews. And the way I am planning out my van build is by watching, I don't know if I've watched 100 yet, but I've probably watched at least 20 van build videos. And I just keep a note in my notes app. And every time I see something or hear about something that I like or that I think I need, I put it in the app. I don't list everything from every van build, just a few specific things. And I think that is a great way to discover our way of doing things. I don't think there's a good roadmap for how you live your life. There isn't. I don't think there is. There just isn't. You have to find it yourself. And the way you do that is by going towards the things that attract you again and again and again and again. This morning I wrote down the way you build belief in yourself is by doing, not by thinking. Though talking is certainly benefiting me in growing my belief in myself, as I mentioned yesterday in my video about how daily vlogging, 100 days of vlogging, has changed me. And I think the reason, or part of the reason is, aside from just getting comfortable talking and using my voice, which is a huge part of it. Also, sometimes things that seem to make perfect sense in our heads suddenly show themselves to be completely illogical and ridiculous the moment we say them out loud. Like, have you ever been telling someone a story and then you get to a part that you've never really thought much about, but as soon as you're about to say it to someone else, you're like, now that I'm saying this to you, like now that I'm saying it to someone else, like I'm realizing how silly this is or how like absurd this is. But I'd never like been aware of that before. That is happening. What was that? Did you see that orb that just went? That was like outside, I think. Weird. Anyway, totally made me lose my train of thought. And then I felt like I didn't have enough to talk about with just that, and I was correct because I have just finished talking about it. And so I opened up my Atomic Habits book, which I don't think I've finished. I had two bookmarks in it. I think maybe I got to this one. This is the beginning of the book. I think I might pick it back up again. But anyway, I opened to this bookmark and landed on the 2-step process to changing your identity on page 36. Your identity emerges out of your habits. You are not born with preset beliefs. Every belief, including those about yourself, is learned and conditioned through experience. Again, I think this ties right into my idea of cherry picking. Like, once you've examined all of your habits and beliefs, you can start to pick out the rotten ones. And I totally forgot to start braiding my hair again. And discard them. And begin replacing them with healthier habits, happier habits, more joyful, exciting habits. And yeah, I think that is just something that comes through first making a tiny choice, like deciding to do breathwork for 5 minutes a day. Start small, like really small. Like that's what the Atomic Habits book is all about. Like atomic is in the atom, like the smallest bit of matter there is. There are smaller building blocks to matter, but like an atom is the smallest something can be while still being like an element, I think, right? So we want to start there because it can very easily get overwhelming. I think for me, this journey to get to where I am now began with the decision to buy the first inner piece, which is a guided journal by Case Kenny. And that got me back into journaling. And then daily deciding to stick with it. And then deciding to join an online Artist Way group. And then the same teacher had a wake up and watercolor class that I also joined. And then a writing group. And then Artist Way again. Just building and building, following each spark of joy and interest, and yes, I want to do that. And now, here I am, working on reinstating my driver's license. Feeling inspired again. After probably at least a decade of just trudging along, not happy in my relationships, not happy in my work, just feeling like everything was super overwhelming and difficult and not fun. Not fun at all. And I still have a lot of not fun. I have a stack of bills that I think I just need to shred. I finally signed up for paperless billing, although one of them keeps sending me paper bills, which I need to get that fixed. But I mean, there are tons of things that still are not perfect in my life, and I don't think perfect is achievable. I mean, we're always going to have struggles, right? But it's about maximizing the joy and minimizing the struggles, minimizing those things that distract us from the wonder and joy of life. This morning, while I was doing my breath work with Sandy, I really like this one. I think it's called the 12-minute reset. I'll link it below. Had a lot of guitar in it. I always like his music, but this one had really beautiful guitar. And near the end of it, I had a vision and a sensation of playing guitar myself, which I have never done. And it was left-handed. Like my left fingers were on the frets and my right hand was using a pick, which is interesting because I'm right-handed, and I think typically right-handed people would play the frets with the right hand. I'm not positive about that, but I think that's the case. And I was like, why am I playing left-handed in this vision? And the answer I heard was because it's your right brain that wants to play. Huh. Isn't that interesting? So I'm not going to start right now because I have so much on my plate already that learning guitar is just not in the cards. But I now think that once I am in my van, I may get a guitar and try playing it left-handed, learning and playing it left-handed. So interesting and kind of exciting. I'm curious to see where that leads, if anywhere. I've never considered myself to be very musical, although I love music. I absolutely love music. I have a really hard time learning it and playing it. I am not one of those people that can hear a piece of music and then sit down and figure it out and play it. And I'm also not one of those people that can look at a sheet of music and like kind of hear it. Like the notes are meaningless to me until I've played them. I did learn to read sheet music, although last time I tried relearning the piano recently before I decided to do van life. And I did it for, I don't know, probably a couple months. Daily practice. But it just didn't resonate with me. I thought that I would just learn to read sheet music and then I could play other people's music that I love and just not, just for fun. I don't need to write my own music, but I don't know. It felt more like a chore that I was making myself do than something I wanted to do. I wasn't showing up to the piano because I was excited about playing. I was showing up because I decided that getting good at the piano was something that sounded good and I had to practice to get there. And I just was reminded of Mark Manson saying that he thought he wanted to be a rock star until he realized how much practice it would require, and he didn't enjoy it. Like he didn't want to spend hours practicing. And that's how I felt about the piano. Like, as much as I would love to be able to sit down at a piano and play fluidly music I'd memorized, I think that would be a really enjoyable experience. Getting to that experience would not be enjoyable. I would rather find a hobby that I look forward to every time, whether I'm good at it or not. Like watercolor. Watercolor is that way for me. Is there anything else that is that way for me? Skiing is that way for me. I haven't done it in over a decade. I haven't done it since I lost my driver's license. But even if I'm only on the bunny hill, I really like skiing. I don't have to be a great skier. It's just hearing the sound of the over the snow and being able to swish and turn and fling up a bunch of snow and a stop. It's all fun. It's all really fun. I look forward to skiing again. That's one of the things I look forward to most with getting my driver's license back, aside from living in a van and traveling. All right, I think that might be everything on my mind currently. So let's pull a Writing Down the Bones deck card from Natalie Goldberg. We are on page 47, page card. Begin a writing with "Don't ever forget," and then tell us what, who, how we should never forget. When you get stuck, repeat, "Don't ever forget," and keep going. And on the back of the card. What's wonderful about beginning this way is you can juxtapose this urgency of the opening, "Don't ever forget," next to the most mundane things and give them life. Really, moment by moment is what we are made up of, but how to get someone else to pay attention. Don't ever forget the steam rising from green tea, the snap of the first apple bite, your father's whiskers before he shaves, the gray of an elephant and the gray of a Seattle rain. You can make up more urgent entry points or phrases to begin. It livens the writing, alerts the mind and reader. How about "This matters," or "The point is." You can have a lot of fun. The point is bananas and peanut butter sandwiches. I'm more of a fan of pickles and peanut butter sandwiches, but to each their own. My favorite hamburger is a burger with a slice of pineapple, peanut butter, and pickles. I know, so strange, but it's delicious, I promise. All right, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be wealthy, may you feel ease, may you love and accept yourself right now in this very moment, just as you are. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.